Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer Weekly Race here on Speed Gaming 5. Tonight's runners are Animus United, Pro A 007, Dust Minion, and Johnny Link. Hi, everyone. I'm LOZ Cards Fan 23, and joining me on the commentary tonight is Growlwolf, and boy, oh boy, do we have an exciting race tonight. It's different than what you guys have been used to with the bracket stage flags that we've had for the 2020 tournament. This week, we've got mystery flags. Growlwolf, anything goes. Why is that?
Because we can.
Yep, because we can. We have no idea what is going to be randomized at all. We have no idea. The runners have no idea. So everybody is going to learn it when we see it, because the worlds the worlds are definitely going to be randomized, I would imagine. But the Koopa hits may or may not be randomized. What the hammer does may or may not be randomized. The end card game may or may not be in existence. A lot of these different things may or may not be happening. So it's a mystery seed. Anything goes.
Absolutely. And we will talk about a couple of the guarantees that are absolutely going to happen. So a few of the guarantees, because Randomizer still needs to be randomized, and that is that levels and forts will still be shuffled. This also includes the lost levels, or the betas, as we'll sometimes call them. Auto-scrollers and warp whistles are removed. Ain't nobody got time for that. Level appearance will be normal, meaning there's not going to be any question marks or hands. Maps and world order will be shuffled. Enemies and Hammer Brothers will still be random, and no one-hit KO or permanent Mario status. So what you see is what you get, but we're also going to change some other things on the background.
We are starting things off with World 7, so we are now underway, and everybody is checking the same pipe here, and we've got ourselves a fortress, and Animus United is going to play it. It's the escalator fort, but everybody else is opting not to take that fort.
So right off the bat, we've already got a lot of hype in chat because we have the start of a reverse world order. But I have to start with saying I love Animus United's option here to go ahead and play the fortress, because you don't know if that's required. You don't know if it is or it's not. A lot of the players are doing a lot of recon right now. I really hope this pays off for Animus.
Well, if that happens to break that lock, it's going to be a great move. And here's a hand stage, but unfortunately getting blazed by that Fire Hammer Pro, and Pro A is going to have to try it again. And down goes Boom Boom for Animus. So if that lock that you see nearby does not break, it is going to prove to be an excellent move for Animus United. And no dice, the other fort. So the other runners are going to get a little bit of a head start on Animus United. But again, the Hammer Brothers stage giving Pro A some problems. Let's see if Dust Minion can handle it any better. Here comes the Sledgehammer. And also getting Matumboed is Dust Minion. My goodness gracious, this level showing no mercy. But meanwhile, Johnny Link does get to the fort, and it is the World 2 fort. Pro A finally gets by the Hammer Brothers stage and gets a P-Wing. Dust Minion, let's see if he can get on the second try. Goes underneath it this time, and finally does get past the Hammer Brother party mix.
I still don't mind the idea of Animus United going off that fortress. It's one that it's a 50-50 shot. He went ahead and he took it. I still appreciate it, because that still means that's something he doesn't have to worry about now. And he has a Tanuki tail going into, or a raccoon tail going into a level that has already taken down Pro A twice and Dust Minion once. I applaud it. I still think it's a good choice.
Uh-oh, but having some trouble with that final Sledgehammer does manage to get into the pipe. Absolutely. I don't fault Animus United for making that play, but if that would have broken the other lock, yeah, he could have gained a nice lead on the other three, but that's the nature of Randomizer sometimes. Sometimes you take that chance, pays off, sometimes it doesn't, but still plenty of race left, Growlwolf.
Absolutely. I mean, we're here on World 7. It's one we call the Great Equalizer. Two others, I have to say, in this set are going to be great equalizers as well. And that is the one everybody knows and loves as World 8. Obviously, nothing is done until the Big Bowser falls. We've seen so many different races that have come down to fractions of seconds. You know, going back to SG Live 2020 a few months ago, or a month ago, where Macobra and Pro A went down to a 0.2-second difference between Bowser falling. I mean, that's so ridiculously close. It's impossible to tell who wins that live. We actually had to go back and restream it because we weren't sure. And the other one that's going to be a big deal here is World 6. We don't know yet if the hammers are going to break locks. And because of that, we can't say that World 6 is not a great equalizer. You either have the hammer or you don't. And if it breaks a lock, that could be the difference of a long World 6 or a Lemmy right out the gate.
Absolutely, and Johnny, like this is the World 7 airship, so it's possible that that particular flag is not going to be in play, or it just might be a coincidence. But either way, we are going to have Ludwig von Koopa awaiting Johnny Link at the end. Fortunately for Animus United, he is having some trouble here in 4-3. Dust Minion not gonna use the P-Wing. He thought about it, but decides to hang on to it. And here comes a two-hitter. So down goes Ludwig von Koopa, and did not have the earthquake either.
At this point, you have to kind of give it to Johnny Link for staying in the lead so far. He's got some real threats right next to him, both in the green box of Dust Minion.
Troy just missed that one. He was trying to get an animation skip there, and he was a little too high.
Then that's another part. A lot of times we see our runners who can get that wand grab right off the screen every single time, and that's a rare miss from Pro A. That is very surprising.
Yep, and unfortunately, our dream of reverse order has just went up in flames. This is World 4, not World 6. Ooh, could that fort be required? Oh, that's a nasty looking area for a fort. We do have the first of our many beta stages. This is the 6F2 beta, or some people like to call it the iceberg.
Personally, I like to call it the Escapades on Ice, but I'm just weird like that. I don't call anything by their real name.
No, not at all, and that is quite all right. And Johnny Link, the first one to get past the 6-2 beta. Meanwhile, Animus United has just started the World 7 airship. He decided to use the P-Wing. Sort of can't blame him for that. It is a very long airship, and you really don't want to be taking that costly 100-coin fine. So I kind of can't fault Animus for using that P-Wing right now. Meanwhile, Pro A taking down a Fire Bro, getting a mushroom, something you normally don't see Hammer Brothers give in the vanilla game. Oh, and he gets hitboxed! Oh my goodness gracious, Animus United in trouble here. Can he clutch it out and get past the... Yes, he does! Oh, wow! Unbelievable!
That is all clutch right there. That is absolutely all clutch. When you're a runner in that situation where you've got exactly what Animus did, where he was facing a hitbox Ludwig, that just sinks your heart straight into your stomach. And all you can think is, do I survive this? Thankfully, he did. Well played on his part.
Absolutely. And meanwhile, we just got past 3-5. Johnny Link holding that minuscule lead on Pro A. And Dust Minion will get his mushroom from the Fire Bros, as Animus United is going to be starting World 4. And we do have the end card game in play tonight.
Interestingly enough, both the end card play is going to be required, or the end card is actually going to be required. I thought I misspoke. That's actually not true, because Johnny Link is going to have to play this fortress and then go back, because the other fortress is required at this point. There cannot be a lock preventing a runner from getting to a fortress by nature of the game. Just like Macobra said in chat, both forts are required by the game's logic. This is going to be a very linear World 4. We'll see if Johnny Link can hold on to his lead here.
Yeah, you are correct about that, Growlwolf, because you always have to build that bridge at the end of World 4. So, yep, both of these forts are going to be required. And Dust Minion going for the triple star there to get 5 extra lives. He was down to just 2 lives, so not a bad decision there by Dust Minion, because when you take a game over, all panels that you've completed go back to their original state. So there's a match. Dust Minion is out to play the card game, just gets the one match. The one up is a hammer.
That is going to be huge. I'm curious if Dust Minion decides to use that here. By virtue of the way the game is played right now, there is a very real possibility that he would know that this fortress that he's currently next to will not be required.
All right, Johnny Link about to clean up the 5F2 fort, or the lava fort, or the sky fort, as many others like to call that. no problem there for Johnny Link. Unfortunately, we have lost Pro A's feed for the moment. We'll try to get him back up as soon as possible. There's that break.
And with that, it looks like Pro A is going to be the first into World Force airship. And Johnny Link, of course, will be right behind him. Still a very close race at this point.
We're 2 for 2 on the vanilla airship, so it's starting to look more and more likely that the airships are vanilla for tonight's race. Got the very dangerous Iggy Koopa with his crazy, and there's that crazy hitbox. Right as I say it, coming into play, a 3-hitter, and he is down.
We saw Dust Minion just a moment ago, and holy cow, Johnny Link with a death there? What?
Yep, he got a little bit too close to the fire there, and he's going to have to try it again. Those burners got him.
Highly unfortunate. Johnny Link was on such a great pace at that point. What a setback. This is one of the longer airships that we see. He's going to come back with a P-Wing. Is it enough? I mean, Iggy has a lot of hitbox action. That's going to be interesting to see if he makes it through okay.
We get a star from the Princess, and next up is World 2, and it is going to be, it looks like, 4-1.
Beautiful play on Johnny Link's part. He did get that cutscene animation that he's going to be able to bypass, and that's going to be big for him. If nothing else, it's just a morale booster. So I'm really happy to see that he went for it and got it this time.
Unfortunately, Dust Minion's going to be in some trouble here. He's down to Small Mario. Let's see if he decides to go for the question block. He does to get one of his power-ups back. Looks like Animus United is going to play the end card game, so we'll see if he gets lucky. And it looks like, no, he's just going to skip it. He actually wanted no part of it, so that was intentional.
Interestingly enough, another one of our randomized settings is randomized items from the end card. So it's randomized whether or not the end card will show up, and also randomized as to whether or not the end card game will give you what you see. So if you match 2 mushrooms, you either get a mushroom or you get a randomized item. As we saw on Dust Minion's screen, he did receive a hammer earlier. I think it's worth playing the end card just for that alone.
Pro A gets a match on the flowers, looking for the 20 coin, gets a match on that, another flower, 2 matches on the flowers, and a match on the mushroom. He is cleaning up in the card game. Where is that 10? There it is, 2 more sets of cards, and he is going to clear the board, ladies and gentlemen. Well played from Pro A. He is good in inventory, and look at those Hammer Bros suits. Wow.
What I loved more about that than anything, and this made me super, super happy, was the fact that he got so many clouds in that. That's huge.
Oh, absolutely. Hammers, unfortunately, do not break locks. Only the boulder. So a little bit of a bad break there for Pro A. He'll have to play eeny, meeny, miny, mo, which fort. It's going to be 6F2, the ice fort. We'll see if that's the one that's going to break the lock to get to the next airship. Meanwhile, Animus United trying to finish off the World 4 airship. Dust Minions in 6-1. We've got ourselves a Boss Bass trying to chase him down. But look at the location of that Boss Bass. That's quite interesting.
Yeah, Boss Bass likes to spawn wherever the runner is at the point that Boss Bass enters the scene. And I've had that happen so many times where Boss Bass comes up a little bit higher because I immediately jump when I enter a level, or I immediately do something. So for him to be just a little bit higher, that is definitely unnerving, but did not shake up our runners at all.
That was not the one, so gonna have to play the World 8 fort instead. That is our golden ticket.
Looks like Dust Minion going after the same kind of end card that Pro A had. Unfortunately, was not able to clear it and get the item boost that Pro A did. With that, though, Pro A is probably not going to be doing much in the way of Boomerang Brothers, end cards, Mushroom Houses, anything else until the end of this. There's no need.
He's got a lot of good inventory. Yeah, when you see both Hammer Bro suits and Jugum Clouds as prizes, yeah, you're sitting pretty.
Oh, absolutely. And the fact that he has a hammer now.
Oh, that was a beautiful 8-1 there by Dust Minion. Boy, he made that look easy.
Dust Minion is fantastic for that. It never ceases to amaze me what some players can do. And Pro A, obviously not able to show that off because he actually clouded that. But it obviously doesn't matter because he's on to his fight with Morton here in just one moment.
I think we can pretty much confirm that the airships are vanilla. We are 3 for 3 in that department, so I think it's safe to say that our airships have not been shuffled tonight. But how salty... Oh, he's got the earthquake. There's the 2 hits. There's the 3. I'm starting to think, I think I made a mistake on Ludwig von Kuba. I think he did have 3 hits because everybody else has had 3 hits as well. So I believe all Koopalings are 3 hits tonight.
I think you're right. I was checking with Animus United when he was going through his fight. It looked like he had a vanilla shot on Ludwig von Koopa. So we'll keep an eye out for that, obviously. But Chad, if you want to help us with that, we'd definitely appreciate it.
Absolutely. As we get the famous Lou Gehrig speech there on the King from World 2 on Pro A's side. What do we get from the Princess? Oh, an anchor. Could be anything.
Absolutely. And with the vital information that we've already gotten from Pro A, I think this is absolutely outstanding to know that the hammer is not going to be as vital as we thought. So instead of looking like a Group 2 stage, we're actually going to get like the bracket flag set, and the hammer is going to mean not a whole lot. Now, granted, World 6, World 3 are still up for grabs. We still haven't seen them yet. So it could very well become an item that's very coveted. We'll have to wait and see at this point.
Kind of like not all that far behind Pro A, but Pro A has just taken down the Boom Boom here in 5F1. Animus United having just a little bit of trouble with the Boom Boom in 6F2, but manages to take him down. And next up, we've got one of my favorite levels, 610. Let's see if he can shoot some... Whoa! That might be a little bit tricky when you've got these fire nippers. Let's see if he shoots any coins. I don't think he's going to. Oh, he did shoot one. All right, we'll take that. No problem there for Pro A. He is done with 610. Now Animus United here in 8-1, or the World 8 fort. Dustminion just completed the World 8 fort, and now Johnny Link trying to get past the 5F1. Did lose his tail, but should have no problem taking down Boom Boom. Hammer Brothers stage with Pro A and gets another star again. They come in handy when we get to Bowser's Castle with all those Hammer Bros suits in stock.
Absolutely, and I was absolutely wrong. I thought Pro A for sure would not do another end card.
Oh
I think he's super excited though.
Same pattern as last time. What kind of luck is this?
And interestingly enough, I know that Pro A likes to write things down. I can only assume that part of this is both his remembrance and also him writing some of this down. How absurd.
That is a 1 in 8 chance, because correct me if I'm wrong, Grumble, there are 8 different end card game patterns each seed could generate.
I can't correct you as being wrong, but I will place a note that it is only 8 from the vanilla game, but there are actually more because we randomized the end card game as well.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll have to ask Fred about that one. And going for the fire kill on Roy. There's one hit, no earthquake this time, and there's the fire kill for Pro A. He is done with World 5. That is 4 worlds down on his ledger. Meanwhile, it's Johnny Link going through the Muncher run of 7-7. And Animus United quickly done with World 3, so he'll be moving on to World 4.
I'd like to take just a moment here real quick to welcome everyone that came from Speed Gaming 3. They just rated with a party of 165, so welcome. We are in the middle of our Randomizer weekly race for Super Mario Bros. 3, a classic, one of LOZ Cars fans and my favorite games of all time.
And there is, I believe, that's 6-7 on Pro A side, 6-3 on Johnny Link's side.
Definitely seen a lot of the World 6 levels so far, and a lot of really good fortresses. We haven't seen World 1's fortress yet, so everything that's been played so far has been required, and so far, except for one on the ground level of World 5, I believe every fortress has actually been needed to be played so far.
Yeah, you're you're absolutely right, Golf. I haven't seen any fortress skips. I mean, there was the opportunity in World 2 if you chose the right fort, but here's a fort that is going to make Pro A have to pick up a power-up, and that is... Wait a minute. What the heck was that?
That is what we call a frog-friendly seed. So what we've done is, if you have a permanent status of frog only, then there are certain levels you cannot complete because there's either not enough space for the frog to go under, or the frog can't fly. I know, that's a news break. I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't mean to cause a spoiler for you, but basically what the developers have done is they've gone in and they've actually changed the game to allow every level to be completed by a frog. Therefore, since 7F1 cannot be completed without flying, they had to bring the pipe down. Pro A knew that frog friendly was on based on some earlier levels such as 6F2, and therefore he knew that he could actually go straight after 7F1, did not need the Tanuki suit that you normally would need, and was able to complete it as fast as you would if you had a P-wing going into it.
I did not know about that. You know, you learn something new every day. Yeah, when I saw that pipe, that caught me off guard. I'm like, wait a minute, that pipe's not supposed to be there. And there you go, frog-friendly suits. So hey, that makes Fort Knox much more palatable than it normally is in the randomizer.
Absolutely. When you start looking at the permanent settings that we like to toy with, if you will, one of the ones that is actually one of my most favorites is turning on frog friendly and playing with a one-hit KO permanent status. So if you have a hammer suit, you get to play every level as a hammer suit Mario. It is a ton of fun.
There is no shortage of Hammer Brother suits in this seed, Brawl. Pro A just got another one from the Princess. Here's 3-8.
I think at some point you just need to start playing the Hammer Brother suits, because if you got them, wear them.
No, why not? No problem there for Pro A. Done with 3-8, and Johnny Link has just cleared, I don't know if that was 7-3 or 3-4 or something else, but he's done with this stage, and he'll be moving on to the Hammer Bro level. Well, not fast. That's an end card game for Pro A.
This is very interesting to me. So Johnny Link does have a hammer. He just got another one. He's going to go after the lock that Pro A already realizes doesn't do anything.
Pro A, I'm surprised with the Jugan Clouds, unless he's used them all, that he's not... Alright, now he's taking the intentional. Yeah, he's not going to play 7-5. Who would?
No, absolutely not. With 7-5, there's only one real reason to play it, and it's because you have to. And looks like there is no cloud.
He was out of... Oh, see, that's a little bit of an error there by Pro A. That is your inventory management right there, and Pro A using his clouds a little bit too quickly, and, we still had 7-5, still had 5-9, still had Atlantis in the books, so, yeah, Pro A, a little bit of mismanagement on those clouds.
A big mismanagement, and honestly, I think quite embarrassing. He just lost his Tanuki suit, which means he's no longer going to be able to use the tail to break the block to go under. Now, if he doesn't hit this clip here, he's going to have to go around. That is a huge mistake.
Now, I will say, I don't believe Johnny Link has any clouds because he's not been playing the end card game, but he is going to play the end card game now, and we'll see if he gets lucky. Well, he's found one match.
I've noticed a couple times Johnny Link, Dust Minion, and even Animus United have gone after that end card, but the success that Pro A had is by far the most astronomical thing I've seen so far between the four runners. Just for the stake that he was able to get the items that he did and the time that he did, playing two end cards and wiping them both clean is remarkable.
Meanwhile, Dust Minion is about to clear the board on his end card game, so he's going to have all the prizes. He'll be able to use those clouds there. He's got a couple. He's got 4 in his inventory. But yeah, Pro A, a lot of time spent in 7-5, does manage to clear it. And Dust Minion knows this is a frog-friendly seed. But I will say this one thing. I'm not a big fan of what we like to call the naked pipes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is going to be interesting for sure. And I'm a little surprised Animus United is going on the bottom route here. With a tail on this level, you can go all the way to the end, break the 2 blocks, and then go down the pipe, which takes you immediately to the end. I think it's just a lack of knowledge at this point, but we're going to see what Dust Minion does here as well.
This is a 3-9 beta that Dust Minion's in right now. We had seen it on others' sides earlier. Here's 4-2. Oh, with a boss bash. Look out.
Always love to see that boss bash, no matter what level it is.
My favorite's when it glitches out so it looks... Oh! And Boss Bass gets his meal on Pro A. Everybody in the chat's going to rejoice about that one.
Yeah, we love the Boss Bass goal.
Yep, I tell you what, I always love it when Boss Bass glitches out here in 4-2, turns into a giant Goomba, a giant man-eating Goomba like that. You see that?
It's outstanding.
Now in the World 1 airship here, in the 5th world of this seed. Johnny Link used a star on that Fire Bros and gonna get a P-Wing out of it. Boy, that fireball just went right through Larry Cheatsy Koopa there, but Dust Minion gonna get the 3 hits on him and move on to the 6th world.
You know, we talk about the great equalizers of Randomizer, and I think World 7 was pretty linear for the most part. It just took a little bit of finesse going to the 3rd island and finishing it off from here. But we're currently...
trouble and somehow does not get gulped by Boss Bass.
That was clutch, man. I don't know what else to say there. That was clutch.
I mean, Johnny Link should have been gone twice. Uh-oh, we got to build a bridge, so Pro A gonna see if 4F1 is gonna be the ticket to build that bridge. And, getting hit by that crazy flame. And it's gonna take the basement route, which will give him an extra power-up for a star. It is gonna be a leaf.
Interestingly enough, this is a World 6 with 3 fortresses, which means any one of the 3 could build this. I'm very curious to see if this is the right one, because if not, we have seen a lot of fortresses played thus far. I'm going to take a bet it's not.
Yeah, who knows? We'll find out. Meanwhile, Johnny Link just completed 5-7, so he'll move on to the next stage. Let's see if this is the one that builds the bridge, and it does not. You were right, Growlwolf. Good call.
This is getting really, really, really interesting because Dust Minion has saved his cloud so far. Johnny Link saved a cloud or 2. He was able to skip 7-5, so that was a huge, almost a minute time that he was able to save back on Pro A. Hot take here, this game's not over.
Not by any stretch of the imagination. And you know what? I'll tell you what, if Gimp Extreme is here, bad news, my friend. No World 6 for World 8. This is the last one. This is the Carpet Fort 6F3 that Pro A is in right now. That's going to be the one that's going to build our bridge, I do believe.
It looks like, talking about clouds in 7-5, Animus United does not have one, so he's going to have to take the slow path, which is actually going through the level.
Oh, but he gets the clip. Very nicely done there from Animus.
You'll love to see it. You really love to see it.
Pro A is going to play the end card game again. I swear, it is not the same pattern this time. But he makes a match on the 10 coin anyways. And one on the mushroom, so that's 2 matches. But he'll stop at 2.
Johnny Link trying to use some P-Speed strats on the Carpet Fort, and unfortunately didn't quite get it, but did get the star, so he was able to finish it off pretty quick. He'll get into the escalator with a couple hot foots and a boo, and we'll be onto his fight with the Boom Boom here in just one moment as well.
Unfortunately, Animus United having trouble doing the final clip here in 7-5, as we've got Lemmy Koopa here who's going to have the standard 3 hits, so he's not the shrimp that we typically see in the randomizer runs, but Pro A makes quick work of him, and we'll be moving on to what will be World 3.
You know, 7-5 is one of the levels from World 7, obviously, and World 7 is known for its clips that are required. I feel just a little bad for Animus United here. He has taken so much time going after a clip he inevitably did not get. And unfortunately, that's just going to be a little bit of a problem for him. I mean, that's a lot of time wasted here that could have been better used if he had just gone around.
Right. And yeah, you do hate to see that, but that is the nature of trying to do these difficult clips. If you don't have the right pixel or sub-pixel, you're just not going to get through. So, Pro A's is hoping that there is no lock guarding Wendy's castle, but there's no way to get there right now. Oh, he's going for double hammer strats. Oh, yeah, I love this play.
That is an extraordinary play because he's going to be able to skip at least 3, and it will only be 3 levels actually. Because
yeah, he gets one of those hammers back just for good measure.
You can never have enough hammers, right?
True. Oh, we've got ourselves 7F2. Not a fun fort to play.
It almost always feels like this one's required, whether it's in the route or the bridge or the lock that it takes care of is in the route. One way or another, it feels like this is always required if it comes up.
Yeah, the anchor, I believe, if it didn't do anything for Pro A, so I wonder if that ended up being a leaf.
Shark Kid made a mention in chat that it looks like the anchor was vanilla, and if that is the case, then the anchor is not useful for anything in Randomizer.
Oh, that's right! That's one of the mystery seed flags, if the anchor is its normal anchor or if it is the wild card. So it ended up being a bust this time. That makes sense.
We're not just bringing you a mystery flags, we're teaching you along the way. The more you know.
Absolutely. Dust Minion getting past Lemmy Koopa. He'll be moving on to World 3. Unfortunately, we've got a long stage 5-3, and Johnny Ling is just going to take the 100 coin fine. Okay, so here is 7-3. So that means the other stage that we saw, the Jugum, that was 3-4. This is 7-3.
I find this very interesting. I just looked at Johnny Link's inventory, and he's got the hammers. I don't know why he's not doing a double hammer strat here.
Well, it's a very uncommon play, so it might be something he just overlooked. But this is a 7-6, and he's trying to do the clip, which is more difficult when you have a tail because of that subpixel rule. Meanwhile, Pro A playing 6-8 here, the lone Greenland stage, and this stage, which usually has a boss pass, doesn't disappoint tonight.
So very interesting. So Johnny Link played 7-6 by trying to take the clip, whereas he could have just flown over had he been able to get the piece speed up, but he obviously couldn't take a death there because he had used a cloud to skip 5-3 to try to get on to the next one. This is interesting. This has gotten very interesting.
Oh, and that's a long ways back for Randomizer United. Took a death there in the Carpet Fort and is going to have to play it again. Meanwhile, Pro A has made it to the World 3 airship where Wendy O. Koopa awaits. The only question is she going to have Earthquake tonight or not? And the answer to that is yes. So she had the thick burgers, the Baconators. So Wendy came to play tonight, but Pro A, no problem, takes her down and will be moving on to World 8. So people in chat, make a prediction on how many bridges it is going to take to build the path to Bowser's castle.
This has gotten very interesting with Pro A finishing up World 7. Obviously, we just saw Wendy on his screen. Johnny Link was actually making a storm towards the Boom Boom fight there. He even had the Fire Flower, and with Frog Friendly being on and those little areas not being quite so tight to get through, I thought he was going to gain a little bit of time back on Dust Minion. At this point, I'd be surprised that Dust doesn't go for a double Jugum Cloud here. It looks like he's going to. Now he's onto his fight with Wendy as well. Dust Minion might be able to give Pro A run for his money here. This race is not over.
Interesting, we have got the Air Force in its natural position because it was the Air Force, the Air Force icon, and it just happened to be the Air Force.
I guess it's also possible because we haven't seen any of the icons yet, or any of the icon levels. The tanks, the super tanks, the Air Force, and the Navy have not come up yet. Very interesting to see if those are all where they're supposed to be. Then our runners should be able to figure out.
But takes her down, and he'll be moving on to World 8 himself. Yeah, I'm starting to get the suspicion that the military stages are vanilla. So either that's gonna be the Navy, I would imagine. But Pro A trying to find the way to Bowser's Castle. That's not it. Oh! I'm getting caught by a hand stage, which is 1-3, and Pro A's going to skip it.
I find this almost a little interesting. If you're at 1-3 at this point, as aggressive as he has been with getting items so far, I'm almost a little disappointed he didn't get the item in 1-3.
Here's the World... Wow, the World 1 fort in World 8. I don't know if I've ever seen this before.
That's very interesting. Obviously, the reason World 1 Fortress gets brought up so much is that World 1 Fortress is not able to be required within the route to completing the world. So, for example, if World 7 was available and a lock was preventing you from getting to the castle, it could not be connected to World 1 Fortress because there's two ways to beat World 1 Fortress. The way we saw Pro A do it, or flying above and getting a bonus hidden item that's usually a warp whistle in the game. That's very interesting here.
Yep, and it looks like our military icons, they are vanilla because we do have the Navy in the Navy icon. So Pro is going to make quick work of this stage with that Hammer Brothers suit still intact. Boy, he flew through that one. Couple hammers and nice shot. Very nice shot. Meanwhile, Animus United, he's going to try his luck with the 7-6 clip, and he's got regular Mario, so he'll have a better opportunity to get it. Now, this is still anybody's game. And actually, in fact, Dust Minion is now in second place. Somehow, he made up a lot of ground on Johnny Link.
Yeah, Dust Minion in World 3 played that as impeccably and as beautiful as possible. He skipped the 2 rocks that we saw Johnny Link play through, and then he used his 2 clouds to get onto the fight with Wendy. He played almost nothing in World 3 and finished it off super quick. It was very well played.
Dust Minion the first to find the path to Bowser's Castle. We discover 2 bridges required.
This is very interesting. So one of the things that Pro A, I think, has over Dust Minion right now is the fact that he knows the military icons are what they say they are. And I believe Dust Minion should be figuring that out very quickly. Now it's a guess of, can I find the super tanks? Which it looks like Pro A is starting to figure out as well here.
Yep, but he's going to have to play it whether he likes it or not because it is guarded by the Army. So you're going to have to play the Army stage tonight in order to get to the Super Tank stage, which is going to build that second bridge.
This is exciting. I don't know, and somebody could correct me if I'm wrong.
Dust Minion is not that far. Dust Minion, whoa! Dust Minion's in the lead!
Well, that's what I was about to bring up. Has Dust Minion already played the fortress that's required?
Maybe he hasn't, now that I think about it. But he has, wow, that's crazy. He's not in the lead. It is still Pro A in the lead because you're right, he has not played that other fort. It's not World 1, so it's either the Navy or it's the Air Force. One of those two it builds the bridge, the first bridge.
This is coming down to the wire. This is so close.
If it's the Air Force that built the first bridge, he's there. But I don't think he is. I believe it's the Navy.
If so, Dust Minion is on the right track.
But unfortunately, he just got busted by the hand, and that's 6-2. This time he gets through. So yeah, I believe the Navy is the ticket, and Pro A will be the first one to Bowser's Castle. But first, you're going to have to take on 2-2.
I think there's also a possibility that Dust Minion does have a cloud here. We know that both of these runners do have Hammer Brothers, I believe, at this point. And it looks like Dust Minion should be just behind in terms of Pro A in getting to Bowser's Castle. This is going to be a very close match. It might come down to the clips.
It's going to come down to the clips. It's going to come down to the hand stage. Oh, right on top of that spiny egg. Dust Minion doesn't get grabbed by the hand, but Pro A is the first one to Bowser's Castle, and I think you're right. This very well could come down to who can do their clips. Pro A does not get that clip.
And we also have to see if Dust Minion remembers the way back. That actually is a big, big, big issue.
Pro A getting the everyman's clip. Pro A A only tries it once now. Yeah, this could be a big here. If Pro A loses his Hammer Bro, so look at those barrage of fireballs there. That's another thing that's randomized because that's not vanilla.
No, that was too easy. Our speedrunners were way too good at that.
No laser, unless Pro A makes a big mistake and gets too up close and personal. That is gonna do it. Get your GGs out for Pro A. He is going to be the first of our 4 featured runners to win the race. My goodness gracious.
Interestingly enough, you mentioned that it was the first of the featured runners. We also had a couple of other runners in their respective channels that are racing. Pro A, even though he was first for the 4 restreamed, he was actually second overall by 1 second.
Wow.
He's finished in first place with a time of 38.01. Pro A 007 has finished in second place with a time of 38.02. The Duns were identical.
Boy, if we only had Teeks 88 on the restream, boy, that would have been one heck of a race to call, huh?
Those are a lot of fun. It's so hard maintaining composure during that because it's so exciting seeing it come down that quick.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, Dust Minion, keeping his Hammer Bro suit intact, does not get the clip, but he's going to keep on trying. Meanwhile, Animus tried to do the fire kill on Wendy, but unsuccessful. No matter, he does take her down, so he'll be moving on to World 8, as Dust Minion does get the clip, so he should be able to get the quick kill on Bowser. Johnny Link trying to take down the Boom Boom here, so get ready, folks. Dust Minion says, "Hi, Bowser." And bye, Bowser.
In first place with a time of 38.01. Pro A 007 has finished in second place with a time of 38.02.
Get your GGs out for Dust Minion. He's going to pull a sub 40, be our second of the 4 featured runners to finish. And I'll tell you what, boy, he made up a lot of ground on Pro A at the end right there.
Those are a lot of fun. He absolutely did. I mean, just the difference of 30 seconds, 36 seconds is outstanding. I mean, Pro A was a world ahead, and for Dust Minion to play World 3 as he did, I mean, I was honestly hoping for a little bit more of a comeback. It was so close at the end there.
Yeah, the fact that Pro A had to play 7-5, again, using too many of his clouds too quickly, that probably ended up costing him the race in terms of, overall. But, boy, I must say, we've seen a lot of high-octane talent. Now, get this, Johnny Link taking the bottom route. Oh, look at whoa! Now, is that swag or is that swag there, Growlwolf?
That is a swag clip for sure. We have seen our runners come up with some really sensational clips recently. One of our very own DLP316 actually found out how to clip with the item block on the second tunnel from the top. Like how he figured it out, I don't have an earthly clue, but he hits it pretty frequently. And I got to tell you, it's one of the cooler clips in the game.
Johnny Link will be the third of our 4 featured runners to finish it up. Meanwhile, Animus United playing the Air Force stage, which, I mean, it is required because it is blocking our progress. And down goes Boom Boom for Animus. My goodness gracious, such competitive times for all of our runners this evening in the Mystery Seed. And with that, we've got a couple of our runners here in the commentators booth with us. Pro A007 and Dust Minion. GG to the both of you. Well played tonight.
Thank you. And, yeah, GG, Pro A and Teeks. Wow.
This is really getting old. I swear. This is the third time in a month that I've been clipped at the buzzer.
Wow, man, that's unfortunate. Looking back, are you kind of wishing that you managed your Jugum inventory a little better?
Not really, actually. Yeah, 7.5 showed up where it did. It is what it is. But
oh, you found a 7.5?
Yeah.
Where was it?
Yeah, it was in World 6. but my philosophy with the clouds was I wanted to use them in places I was guaranteed to get value out of them. You know, I didn't want to leave anything on the table. So, you know, I was all too happy to just burn my clouds as quickly as I could. And, you know, if 7-5 shows up, then so be it. But, you know, that wasn't like, I had a couple of bad deaths, you know, I had a slow start. It took me a while to get going because I died twice in the hand stage right off the bat.
I must say the prizes that the end card game gave today were just immaculate.
They were phenomenal.
Yeah.
You had the same card pattern twice in a row. I mean, how cool
Yeah.
is that?
Yeah, that was huge for me. Getting the same pattern twice, so that I knew that was 4 clouds right away, and you know, and as you know, I put them to good use.
I mean, I swear the concentration producers were sparing no expense tonight. That's for sure.
Gotta say that the Waterland, I'm kind of proud of myself for double hammering, double clouding already there.
Yeah, Growlwolf was talking
Yeah.
about us, you absolutely slayed that World 3. I mean, that is about as good as it gets.
Yeah, they the double hammer play. You know, I was pleased that actually paid off, and so I got that, and and I played well, but it was just, for me, it was just a couple of bad deaths. I died in 4-2. I died twice at one of the hand stages. You know, I got a little.
The Hammer Bros stage, actually, yeah, a couple players had some problems with that Hammer Bros stage. But I'll tell you what, we do have Johnny Link here in the commentator's booth, and I must say, Johnny Link, that clip at the end was super sweet. Well played to you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Learned that from Human Mustard. I call it the mustard clip. I feel like it's way easier to get if you have the hammer suit than up top.
Unfortunately for Animus United, he keeps getting grabbed by the hand that is 6, and he gets grabbed again 3 times in a row. Man, bad luck here for Animus United. Keep getting grabbed by 6-2. He's ready to go to and he gets grabbed the 4th time. Oh, yeah, I hate to see it, folks. You just hate to see it.
Oh my goodness.
First time I got grabbed in that level, I just played it.
And he gets grabbed the 5th time. Oh my word.
I think we're getting into Macobra luck now.
Yeah, right, you are there. Finally gets past on the 6th attempt. My goodness.
Please live.
That's another. And here's a beta stage. This is the 1-5 beta. He's going to be down to just 2 lives. He's going to. Well, I thought he was going to take the, but it looks like he's going to try to play it out. Boy, I can't even. That is just rare bad luck to be caught that many times in a row. Can he get past the ending here? Looks like he's going to. Yes, sir.
Johnny Link, I want to interject for just a moment. It looked like in World 3, you were eyeing a possible double rock break with the hammers, but it looked ultimately like you decided to use the cloud instead and then went on to play 7-6. Can you walk me through that? What happened there?
I saw the double hammer that you could use, but I think I only had one. I think I checked my inventory and only had one hammer, so I just played instead.
Oh.
I might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure I only had one.
Yeah, I think I only picked up one off of the cloud, off of Hammer Bros and other items. The card did have one. The 1-ups were hammers.
Maybe I did have 2 and just didn't notice it. I don't know. I'm pretty bad at that.
Yeah.
2-2. Boy,
I honestly,
that nanny blooper must have ate something not so pleasant. Oh my goodness gracious! And now Animus in trouble.
Oh boy.
Whoa, man! Animus United. Ooh. got away from the Grim Reaper not once but twice. Good for him.
Wow.
It honestly didn't even register to me what flags we were playing tonight. And then once I saw that frog-friendly level, I was like, oh, wait, I think we're doing random today.
Yeah. Speaking of frog friendly, it was interesting actually playing frog friendly and remembering the one level that I remember on frog friendly, Fort Knox, being just go left, you win.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, that was a nice. That was a nice boot. That was a nice bonus. You know, the flags I don't think were all that different from last week.
Look at this.
I don't think we had end cards last week, but it was pretty much the same setup by and large.
Got it. Animus United getting the swag clip right there. So one more time, ladies and gentlemen, I say bye Bowser and bye Bowser.
Pro A, I know one of the biggest differences with the 2 weeks was that last week hammers broke locks, whereas this one it did not.
That's correct. Yes, I tested that in World 2, and like, no,
as did I.
Yeah, it's like that's like, oh, whatever, that's fine. I don't care. You know,
I thought oh well.
I just had the mindset of that they broke locks, and then I was like, oh, World 1, I can break this lock, and then it was like, brr. I was like, oh wait.
Yeah, not quite. Yeah. But no, it was fun. Hopefully, you know, next week if we do the mystery flags again, we get something a little more radical in terms of design or approach.
It was a really fun race overall. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, same. It was nice to get back into it.
Yeah, for sure.
We might have to talk in the weekly discussion about making something a little bit more radical on purpose. So obviously that can't be left up to me because I already roll really terrible seeds, but I think we should make something happen.
I'm sure we will.
Speaking of radical, I'm still waiting for door number 3 for the doors to be randomized. I'm still waiting for that.
Yeah. Asking ye shall receive one day.
Absolutely, it will happen one day.
Maybe one day, the randomizer will, like mystery choices. You won't know because with the current randomizer, you can just sort of guess what flags are going to be randomized with the fillers, so you can know what to expect and what to guess what's going to be changed, what isn't.
Right.
So it eliminates some of the mystery, but not all of it.
Yeah, it's like, but you pretty much know what's going on after about 5 minutes. So, you know, and like I'm certainly in favor of that, but I'm also in favor of more radical changes to the randomizer, things that are probably not feasible at this stage, but I can hope.
I think I'm so new to it still that I just like every race is just really fun to me. I mean, more radical would be fun, but I mean, I'm just enjoying what we're doing now. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, it is fun. I mean, there's no question about that. It still is fun, and it's always a blast. And yeah, but you know, maybe one day we'll do. There's been loose talk of trying to make it more Zelda-fied, I guess is the word that you would use, but we're not quite there yet. But well, GG's all, and GG's to Teeks for nicking me at the buzzer, so he gets to join that illustrious company. But GG's Dust, Johnny, and Animus, and thanks Grau and LOZ for the comms as always.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good game. Thank you, everyone.
Talk to Animus United now. GG to you. Boy, I tell you what, that last hand in that proved to be 6-2, man. Grabbing you 5 times in a row, that could not be fun.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't fun. And then I had to play a beta level. I got grabbed in by that other hand over there, so I think the hands just like me today.
Yeah, they certainly did. But I'll tell you what, that death-defying stunt that you had there on 2-2 before Bowser's Castle, there were 2 times in that stage you should have bought it, and you somehow avoided death right there. I mean, that was just absolutely amazing right there. And then you getting that final clip as well to get that easy Bowser kill, man. We've seen a lot of swag. In fact, I don't remember the last time that I've done commentary that we had 4 hammer kills on Bowser. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, it really helped. I think I had 2 actually. Hammer Bros suits, so must have gotten them somewhere because I didn't fight that many Hammer Bros.
They were plentiful as well
Yeah.
as Jugen Cloud.
Yep. Peach gave you like 2 of them, and one of them was one of the end card game prizes.
But the big prize, there were not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4. Count them. 4 Jugen Clouds per set in the end card.
Oh wow. I didn't even play the game. Well, that probably put me back a bit by not getting the items, but
yeah, that kind of did put you at a deficit against the other 3 runners there. But you still managed to play really, really well tonight. But yeah, that was the Mystery Seeds had the end card game. You know, some players play them, some players don't. But in this case, play to win because they had the grand prizes.
oh yeah, absolutely. And you know, I want to say great job to all the runners and great job on commentary tonight. As always, both of y'all did an excellent job.
GG to you, and we hope to see you again in another future race. So great job from all 4 runners tonight. Amazing performance.
Very amazing. Hope all of y'all have a great night.
You as well.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone.
All right, so with that is going to draw our coverage of tonight's Randomizer 3 weekly race to a close. Any final thoughts before we call it a night?
Actually, no. I really don't have anything else to say. But other than good races, thanks for commentary, thanks for the games, GG's all around.
Can't wait for next week.
Absolutely. So before we go, I do want to point out some other events that are currently in progress. Going right now on Speed Gaming 2, we have Super Mario Galaxy 2. We have on Speed Gaming 4 the MP Rando Weekly. And then on the Speed Gaming main channel, Star Tropics, wow, 30th anniversary. It's already been 30 years since that game's been released, man. Unbelievable. So definitely got some choices to check out on our Speed Gaming family of networks. So with that is going to draw our coverage to a close tonight. So on behalf of our 4 runners, Pro A007, Dust Minion, Johnny Link, and Animus United, please make sure you give them all a follow. For everybody here on our Speed Gaming family of networks, for my commentator partner, Growlwolf, I'm LOZ Cards Fan 23. Have a great rest of your weekend. We will see you again next Saturday for another exciting Mario 3 Randomizer Weekly.
Good night, everyone.
Goodbye for now.